Apologies that we're starting later than we had hoped, but we had some business to finish at the discussion session. So I'd like to call the meeting to order for May 14th, our regular commission meeting. Could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. McGill, could you conduct the roll call, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Commissioner Flynn,
Present.
Commissioner Grella,
Here.
Commissioner Siegler.
Here.
Commissioner Silverman,
Here.
Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Here. Thank you. We'll start with a summary of discussion session topics and any other announcements you might have, Mr. McGill.
Thank you, Madam President. Earlier tonight, the Commission met in discussion session and received information and discussed the following items. We received information on some requested revisions to a draft policy regarding contracts for recurring professional services. Gateway Engineers provided information and an update on the consent order and the status of our transfer agreements with Alcosan. We also saw a presentation on the main park site plan study. We'll probably see more on that before it's finalized. And unfortunately, due to the length of some of those presentations, we did not have the opportunity to have updates from the commissioners on any of their liaisons with the boards that they are associated with. We'll get to that at the next meeting. Prior to that meeting, the commission met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. Next meeting of the commission will be held on Tuesday, May 28th. That meeting begins in this room at 8 p.m. Here are the ways the public can participate in person. You don't need to pre-register, simply show up at the appropriate meeting time or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register, simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. That is all I have, Madam President.
Thank you. Commissioner Grella, community highlights?
Thank you, Madam President. We have 4 highlights. A little bit of information on Memorial Day activities, some info on the parking garage, First Fridays, very exciting. And some retirements for a couple of municipal staff members who have been with us for a very long time, which is, I'll just jump in. Okay, so Mount Lebanon will honor those who gave all for our country at our Memorial Day ceremony at 8:30 a.m. on Monday, May 27th at the Veterans Memorial outside the Rec Center. This year's keynote speaker is Mount Lebanon's Dominic Pellicciati of the United States Navy. Other special guests include your hosts, Commission President Ann Swager Wilson, Mount Lebanon High School Marching Band, and our Police Department Honor Guard. Thanks to Fire Chief Nick Sahoyda for organizing this meaningful annual event. Work has begun on the Washington Road entrance to the South Parking Garage, and it will last until July. If you're in a vehicle, you'll need to enter on the 3rd floor, which is accessible from behind the garage. So you take Cedar Boulevard or Lebanon Avenue to Florida Avenue and follow the signs. Existing traffic is not affected. Pedestrians will not be able to access Washington from the walkway near the elevator and will need to use the steps near West Banco. People with limited mobility should plan to park on Washington Road or in the south parking lot in front of 750 Washington Road. One accessible spot is available in the south lot, and several spaces along Washington Road and in the south lot are marked for those with limited mobility. Save the date. Outdoor fun kicks off with First Friday on Friday, June 7th from 7 to 10 p.m. in Clearview Common in our beautiful Uptown Shopping District. Featured entertainment will be King's Ransom, a great classic rock and modern rock band. Come early and have dinner with the family on Washington Road before checking out the music. Finally, on behalf of the commission and municipal staff, I would like to wish a long, happy, and healthy retirement to 2 individuals who have spent more than a few years here. Pat Cannon, the rec department's program director, is retiring after 24 years with us. If you have participated in any rec program in the last 24 years, attended concerts, classes, or camps, Pat's hard work brought those to you. And Fire Lieutenant Roger Raschuti is retiring after 35 years as a career firefighter. He's actually been here for a total of 42 years. Thank you, Pat and Roger, for your decades of service. We hope you have some well-earned fun ahead of you. That is all, Madam President.
Thank you, Commissioner Grella. Now it's time to hear from our junior commissioner, Kate Yang.
So the biggest thing going on at the high school right now is definitely AP exams. So these have been taking place May 6th through 17th. And in case anyone is unfamiliar with AP exams, these are college level exams on specific subjects that are administered in May upon the completion of an AP course taken at a student's high school. And at many colleges and universities, a high enough score will earn a student college credit, which is a great way to save money. Also, we have the spring 2024 Keystone exams currently. So May 13th and 14th was Algebra 1, May 15th and 16th is Literature, and May 20th through 21st is Biology. And so passing these exams is a Pennsylvania state graduation requirement. And so for anyone who isn't taking these exams, they have a 10 a.m. start. We also have the high school dance company auditions coming up next Monday at 4 p.m. in the dance studio, which is room D105. We also have the Mount Lebanon High School Percussion's concert series, which is called an Evening of Percussion. And this will run Thursday through Saturday this weekend. And there are a few tickets left for Thursday and Friday night, I believe. Also, the Fashion Club is hosting their fashion show, which is called The Elements of Fashion, and this will take place this Friday at 7 p.m. in McFeely Way, and tickets are $5 at entrance AA7. And then finally, we have the Model United Nations team, which is hosting their annual in-house conference May 22nd through 23rd. And this is meant for students who want to try out Model UN, as no previous experience is required, and it is meant to teach people about Model UN. So yeah, that is all.
Saw the school play. It was fantastic.
That's what I
Yeah,
hear.
It was great. Even in St. Louis, it was very good. It
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was great.
yeah.
We have a gift for you because we want to wish you well in your future endeavors and to thank you for coming to our meetings regularly and giving us so much updated information, just everything. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
having me.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's time for the magazine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're always welcome to come back and check back in too. Love to hear. Yeah, love to hear what's going on. Great, thank you. Okay, citizens' comments are next. This is an opportunity for any resident to express an opinion on any topic pertaining to local government. The commission enjoys hearing from the public on various issues and learning about items to address in the future. If you have specific questions, we will try and answer them at the end of your comments. If we can't, we commit to getting you the answers as soon as possible. When I call your name, please come to the podium to address the commission. State your name and address for the record. In fairness, we ask each speaker to share their thoughts for 5 minutes. The community is as good as each person in this room. We work together to make this a community that we can all be proud of, and we expect that the dialogue remains respectful. We also appreciate the audience's efforts to refrain from any behavior that is disruptive or might intimidate free speech. Colonel Hoon, come on down.
Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue. One of our residents has been bothered for some time about the deer killing that's gone on for ever since 2006. So she just couldn't believe that we flipped the switch just like that and went from a nice community to something far less nice. So, she decided to do a little research. And she took it all the way back. There were Monongahela and Mingo Creek Indians in this area prior to us taking it over. Well, there were also white settlers. And the white settlers came in and decided, this is nice land. So they decided to wipe out these Indians. And they killed them all, Monongahela and the Mingo Creek. Well, the initial use of the land was they cleared it, cut all the trees down, all that stuff, and got into farming. But that was tough work. This is not easy ground to work. There are lots of stones to be moved. There's lots of trees to be cut. So eventually, one of these folks decided, it'll be much easier if I just take my plot, break it up, and sell the pieces, then move on. Well, that's what he did. And he made decent money out of it. Well, other farmers here decided to do the same thing. And they did. Sold the land. Well, some of the folks here were looking at the people that were moving in and buying this property, and they became concerned. They got together and decided they did not want blacks or Jews in this land. So they developed ordinances that stated that you couldn't build a dwelling unit that was worth less than $15,000 within this area. That was a zoning thing, something you just got into in your little blurb in Mount Lebanon Magazine. So it worked pretty well. As a matter of fact, Virginia Manor had their own real estate agent whose job was not just to sell property, but also to discourage certain people from moving into the manor. Once again, blacks and Jews. Now, we don't know if there were others. We do know there are population concentrations all around the area. Down in Bridgeville, Carnegie, there are lots of Polish folks, hardworking folks, but not highly educated. We don't know if they were discouraged from moving into Mount Lebanon, but the deal is, if you didn't have the bucks to build up the right house, zoning excluded you. So we were doing a couple of things here. First off, Mount Lebanon was built on the murder of all these Native Americans. They'd been here 17,000 years, didn't matter. The deer have been here 12 million years, certainly doesn't matter. So where did we go from there? Killing these Native Americans, stealing their land. Well, we went on to killing deer because we don't like deer, And they, just like the Native Americans, you can think, these guys were thinking, well, these two tribes, these were Stone Age people. They're no match for our guns. And they were absolutely right. As far as we know, not one white settler was killed in the course of massacring these two tribes. There's nothing in the literature to indicate that. So we were built here on.
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
love
Colonel
that.
Hoon, for your comments. Moving on, are there any online comments?
Nobody has their hand raised.
Okay. Do you have something you wanted to say?
I'm just feeding you the line about is everybody online, but you,
Sorry
sorry. I know.
about that.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Commissioner Grella, item number 4, please.
Thank you, Madam President. In consideration of the minutes from the adjourned meeting held April 24, 2024, I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion carries. Number 5, Commissioner Siegler.
Madam President, consideration of resolution number R-7-24, amending the Mount Lebanon Civil Service Rules and Regulations. The Mount Lebanon Civil Service Rules and Regulations establish the procedures for police and fire employees related to hiring, promotion, and discipline. Recently, the rules and regulations were amended by the Civil Service Board. Changes to the rules and regulations are generally administrative in areas such as administrative procedures and scoring systems for promotions, examinations, retention of eligibility lists, and changes to the rules to comply with legislative revisions of the First-Class Township Code. Madam President, I move to adopt resolution number R-7-24.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Item number 6, Commissioner Flynn.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration to execute a 3-year extension for the assignment of a school resource officer for the Mount Lebanon School District. At the request of the school district, in 2018, the municipality and the school district executed an agreement under which the municipality provides a police officer to serve as a full-time officer to the school district to act as the school resource officer. The current agreement will expire on June 30th, 2024, and the parties wish to extend the agreement to continue the current terms, conditions, and services of the SRO for an additional 3-year term expiring June 30th, 2027. Madam President, I move to authorize the proper official to execute a 3-year extension for the assignment of a school resource officer for the Mount Lebanon School District.
Second.
Any discussion or questions?
I've heard nothing but good things from board, PTA, parents. So it's been a pretty successful program and I'm glad we're continuing it.
Agreed.
Thank you. Nothing else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Item number 7, Commissioner Silverman.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration of subdivision plan on Beedling Road. Request for final approval of a major subdivision plan. Flashpoint Partners LLC is proposing Beedling Road subdivision, a 4-lot subdivision located between Beedling Road and James Place. The 0.962 acre lot will be subdivided into 1.515 acre lot fronting James Place and 3.149 acre lots fronting Beedling Road. The property is in the R2 zoning district and all 4 lots comply with the area and bulk requirements in the zoning ordinance. The planning board recommended final approval at the February 20th, 2024 meeting. All engineering comments have been addressed. Madam President, I move to grant final approval to the Beedling Road subdivision plan.
Second.
Any questions, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Item number 8, Commissioner Grella.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration of a subdivision plan on McCormick Lane. Request for a final approval for a minor subdivision plan. The McCormick plan of lots situated at 967 and 969 McCormick Lane is proposing a revision of the lot lines between the properties 969. Between the properties. 969 McCormick Lane will be receiving 0.25 acres from 967 McCormick. And after the revision, both lots remain compliant with the zoning district requirements for lot size. The Planning Board recommended final approval at the April 16, 2024 meeting. All engineering comments have been addressed. I move to grant final approval to the McCormick Lane subdivision plan.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Item number 9, Commissioner Sigler.
Madam President, consideration for the adjustment to financial security posted for the Summit Point Land Development Plan. Charter Homes has requested a full release of the remaining financial security posted for grading and public improvements installed for the Summit Point Land Development Plan by letter dated April 22nd, 2024. The request has been reviewed and verified by the municipal engineer, and he is recommending the approval with a full reduction of remaining financial security posted, a total of $100,000. Madam President, I move to release the remaining financial security posted for improvements for the Summit Point land development in the amount of $100,000.
Second.
Comments, discussion?
I do have a question. This is the development up atop the country club?
Correct.
I know we had a couple of residents who were down at McNeely who were complaining about, drainage and stuff like that. It's pretty steep there.
Hmm.
It sounds like, and I didn't look into this recently, which is why I'm asking the question now, but it sounds like all of those have kind of been ferreted out and the engineers have taken a look. That was in fact graded as it was supposed to be graded.
The grading, I don't want to speak for the engineer, but my shorter answer would have been yes, but I'll let.
I remember because there was a period of time where some of the houses were not done and
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible.
So there was a lawsuit related to it. There was one breach of the pond that occurred during construction,
yeah,
and it was settled by the contractor. and
Okay.
So it's all been repaired.
yeah,
So this is really just for the final work they did to close out their grading permit.
Mhm.
We don't own the pond, and they have an HOA that owns the pond over
Okay.
there. And there's been no further issues.
Okay.
at least that I'm aware of.
got it. Grading done as planned.
Grading done as planned. In fact, we went back and had the contractor. We actually went in to make sure, not the contractor, the developer, he busted up a bunch of curbs and a whole bunch of other things. So at the end of the day, they fixed everything, and this, we're finally releasing their bond money
Okay.
after years and years.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah.
That's my question.
I was just gonna say that I was on the planning board when we approved this plan.
It's an old.
Yeah.
Glad to see it.
There was a lot of, it was slow and they
Walk
did
that
it very
back.
slow
Yeah.
and, yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I remember clearly. Okay, any more discussion or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you.